inside my car. On the expressway to your heart. Beep, 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 beep.
All right, that's the Auto Show theme song. Chip Lyness and Louie Herron back at the Auto Show from Louie Herron Toyota in Milledgeville. And Louie, we're continuing with saving folks money and buying cars.
We are, we're talking about the 4 common mistakes when buying a car. If you're joining us late, we've covered a lot of information. We've actually gone through this. It's taken us 2 shows to kind of get through it. But it's very important information. Chip, you learning a bunch? I mean,
We are learning a bunch. Yep.
Any shockers to you? Anything
well,
that
Louie, the whole cash thing. I mean, that I really learned. You would think if I got a pocket full of cash, he's going to come down on his price.
No, and you know what? When I say this, maybe the light will come on for a lot of listeners. When somebody comes in and says, "Look, I'll pay you cash for this car. I got the cash right now, ready to go. Got a check." I take that check, I deposit it in the bank, it clears, I get that money within 12 hours, right?
Right.
All right. If I do a deal with Bank of America or SunTrust or Wells Fargo or Toyota, okay, I do a deal with you tonight, I send the contract in tomorrow, I get paid in 48 hours. So whether you give me cash in 12 hours or I get the money in 48 hours, it's not like it used to be.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you say I got cash, well, Bank of America's got cash, and so does SunTrust. We're going to get the same cash. Yeah. So again, and that's not to offend anybody. I mean, we love cash buyer. We love buyers, period, that are willing and able and have the means to do it. But again, when we're talking about a common mistake, if you didn't catch the last break, coming into a dealership with a check could be a big mistake. Yeah. And we're not going to go through it all again. You'll have to go to Louie Herron Toyota and just be a Facebook fan and check out that segment. And you really will be shocked. But great information. We're going to cover the other mistake that you can make, and it's common, is not using the internet to help you buy a car, and specifically the internet department.
I got you.
So how does this go down?
Well, I've been to your dealership. You've got a whole room dedicated to just internet sales.
That's right. And so here's the deal. First of all, let's just talk about the internet. When you're talking about buying a car, so many people just go in and they shop dealer to dealer, brand to brand. It really behooves you to take some time and get on the internet and do the research. Research what? Well, safety. You want to get the safety research down. You want to know exactly what the capabilities of the vehicle that you're looking at, what the horsepower is. You want to look, if you're buying a car for your son or your daughter, is it going to be for you? Is it an SUV or is there a hybrid type vehicle in between an SUV and a truck that would be good for you? You want to check and research the depreciation. Again, you're looking at the price and making the price all part of your best deal, but there's more to a good deal than just price, right? Overall ownership of the car, fuel efficiency, insurance, the payment, the interest rate, the trade evaluation. There are so many components. And the thing you got to realize is realizing that you want to create a win-win. You want the dealer to make a little bit of money, and you want to save as much as you can. So if you didn't get as aggressive price as you wanted, but you got a dynamic interest rate and saved yourself some money there, that's a win-win. So you got to look at all those. What else? The total cost of ownership, what the car is going to be worth in 3 years. You want to research the warranty information. You want to research the invoice information, the interest rate information, the service history if it's a used car information, car and driver, consumer reports, true market values on trade-ins. I can go on and on, Chip, but you get the point.
We got it. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to research, right? So let's switch gears and talk about a mistake by not using the internet department. And Chip, why would you think it'd be different and it would cost the consumer money if they didn't go to the internet department to buy a car?
Well, I think the internet department is going to give you the best price that the dealership's got.
Right on the money. You use the internet department, you get the best deal up front. Minimal back and forth. So think about this. Price, no back and forth, and wait time. How many times does a consumer say, I can't stand being in a dealership for 5 hours, right?
Right.
That's a reality. Well, when you go and you do it the normal procedure, which there's nothing wrong with that, okay? You just got to know and have the expectation. When you go to the internet department, the most important thing is you're going to deal with one person typically, and you're going to get the best price. Now, again, we can't fully appraise a car over the internet. You can't fully buy the car over the internet. We can't really get you the best rate over the internet. We can get you approximates. I mean, if we pull credit, we probably can do that, but there's so many variables because, again, whether you're going to your credit union, local bank, or us, there's loan-to-value stipulations. Right. There could be coupons from lenders that we have that you're not aware of that could save you money. So, yeah, we could tell you it's 5%, and you could say, well, that's too high. Well, if we could have got you 3 because we don't know all the merits of the whole deal, would that have been good? You could say, say, man, that'd have been great.
Yep.
Well, until you come in and we go through it, we don't know. So there are a couple of components that you got to look at that you have to do when you get to the dealership. But a lot of people say, well, how do you get your best price on the internet? Keep in mind, the internet is kind of like the newspaper. Chip, you've heard me say this before. When we used to run ads in the newspaper, or you still see an ad in the paper, those are lost leaders. The cheap of the cheap of the cheap. Okay, the lowest price we can put in there with all the rebates and discounts applicable to that car, and that's obviously a lost leader. We want to pull customers in with a nice car and the cheapest price. That car should be available and will be available. You have to read the fine print to find out if it's got the best stereo system or if it's got leather or whatever, because it could be a stripped down model. Well, the internet has become the newspaper because it reaches so far. If you want to sell a car in Milledgeville and somebody in Warner Robins sees your ad or sees your price, or somebody in Augusta or Athens sees your price, unfortunately, if your price is high, you're going to be really quick to switch off, because remember, on the internet, dealerships are just 2 inches away.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to drive all over town. You're just 2 inches away with one click.
Right.
So for that reason, most dealers put their best price up front, especially used cars.
I see.
So when you come into the dealership after you got a price from the internet, don't think you're going to go in there and negotiate another $3,000 off. That car's already been discounted, which is the reason why you've been shopping and why you may have come from Atlanta to Milledgeville to get a car, because you've shopped around and you've seen, man, that price is $700 cheaper and it's got a lifetime warranty.
Gotcha.
I got to go down there.
Gotcha.
So again, set that expectation up right. When you go through the internet department, again, I think you want to focus on three things: how fast they get back to you, if they get back to you, and what's the price.
Gotcha.
Okay, so keep that in mind. I mean, again, I urge everybody to go to Facebook and click on Louie Herron Toyota, be a fan of Louie Herron Toyota, because obviously you're not going to remember. There's a lot of information we gave you today. There's a lot to get, but you can get it. It's all available, and that's what this show's all about. TheAutoschool.com is the website.
Louie, let me just have to ask you this real quick.
Sure.
I know time's running short, but people, Louie, I don't want to spend hours and hours on the internet researching. If you put it like this, if you could save $500 or just even say $200 just by doing some research, you're researching for 4 or 5 hours, you're getting $40 an hour.
Well, and
do the research.
That's a great point. And the thing you have to often realize too is a customer does not mind spending 3 hours if it's at home in their pajamas and their leisure.
Right.
When you start taking a customer's time midday or after they eat dinner, and you start a deal at 6:45, they don't want to be there till 10 o'clock at night. Right? So you, the consumer, have an opportunity to really cut that nearly in half. You could save an hour and a half to 2 hours of your car dealership experience by doing the research, more specifically going to the internet department or contacting the internet department.
Very good.
All right.
All right. We've got more coming up. Keep it right here. The Auto Show with Chip Lyness and Louie Herron every week at this time. Remember, theautoschool.com. And remember to keep it locked to Doc 103.9. More with Louie coming up.